Hello, guys, it's a Math Maniac, and today I'm going to be talking about cell theory and the model of the common eukaryotic cell. So, what is cell theory, and what is a common eukaryotic cell? You may ask. Well, so cell theory is a bunch of laws that scientists have found about cells and life in general. So, and a eukaryotic cell is in essence just a complex type of cell. There's also something called a prokaryotic cell, and the main difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic is eukaryotic cells have a nucleus, but prokaryotic cells don't. So, cell theory. Let me state the three laws of cell theory. So, all organisms are made of one or more cells. This is a cell. Cells are the most basic building block for the function of life. And every cell comes from another existing cell. And they divide to create new cells. So that is a bunch of laws about these cells. So now I'm going to talk about an animal cell. There's also plant cells, but the only thing that they have that animal cells don't is a chromosome called a chloroplast. So let me talk about this. So first we have the goggle apparatus. This helps the ER package and send proteins to where they need to go inside or outside the cell. So this is called the ER. It's called the ER. It's also known as the endoplasmic reticulum. So they give the goggle apparatus proteins, and what these goggle apparatus do is that they package them and then they send them to other various parts of the cell. Then the next thing we have is a centrosome. It makes the spindle fibers for cell division. So what is a spindle fiber? So when you have a cell and wants to divide, it uses the centrosome, and the centrosome makes a lot of little tiny little proteinish fibers, and those fibers go on the cell, and they keep on stretching until the cell turns into two new cells. So the next thing I'm going to talk is about the ribosome. It's an organelle that makes proteins when told to by the nucleic acids. So what does that mean? That just means that whenever the when like so this makes proteins for the cell. What do proteins do? They help create new cell parts, and they also help maintain proper balance, homeostasis of a cell, which is just the balance of like functions. So not too much energy saving, not too much energy using. That's practically homeostasis. Then the next thing we're going to talk about is our lysosome. So this just contains enzymes that break down food waste or foreign organisms. So the thing is that, like, let's say we have a lysosome, and then the cell has a little bit of waste. So they give it to the lysosome, and then they literally break it down, and then they store it in a place called a vacuole. So vacuoles just look like these little there's these little large storage packs which you could keep food waste and all of that stuff. So the next thing is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and this synthesizes lipids and glycerin, which just means it kind of creates and packages lipids and glycerin. And then it's six is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which this is kind of like they're both these are both part of one thing called the endoplasmic reticulum, also known as the ER. But the thing is, there's two parts: smooth and rough. Now, smooth, I just said it creates lipids and glycerin, and the rough it creates and packages proteins and enzymes. So the next thing is this nucleolus, which is practically just it actually creates RNA for the cell, which is kind of like instructions. So the RNA goes to parts of the cell, for example, in the ribosome or the centrosome or the Golgi apparatus or stuff like that, and then it goes to those parts of the cell and it tells them what to do next. So the next thing is going to be a nucleus. This contains the nucleolus, And then it also has the information for cell function and coordinates the entire cell. The next thing I'm going to talk about is mitochondrion. So mitochondrions create energy for the cell by using cell respiration. They take sugar and they take glucose, and then they mix them together, do some stuff, and then they get energy, which is also known as adenosine triphosphate, and some byproducts such as carbon dioxide. The next thing here is cytoplasm. So, what is cytoplasm? It's practically made of cytosol and helps maintain the shape and structure of the cell. Cytosol is practically like a very diluted form of for like thing with a lot of water in it. So the thing is that this cytosol, it's like inside the cytoplasm, and it just is there and with a lot of water. So it contains some nutrients and all, so that the cell that has like a little bit of nutrients, and it also helps give the cell its general shape. And then there's the cell membrane. Well, in a plant this would be a cell wall, but in animals it's called the cell membrane. It's just it's a semi permeable, which means some things can go in, some things can't go in. It's a semi permeable like wall type of thing, skin you could call it, and it protects the cell from foreign substances and helps the cell move objects in and out of the cell. So thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you really liked it, and please don't forget to subscribe and like. Thanks guys.